and now the latest around the world of tropics. First, let's check the bulletin for August 29, 2023. We have 3 systems active in the Atlantic Ocean. Here are the systems in the Atlantic Ocean. Tropical Depression 11, Major Hurricane Franklin, Hurricane Hilda, and an area of interest at 50% chance of formation. Today's in the Eastern Pacific, Irwin is almost becoming a depression soon, with 90C might becoming Hone. Here are the codes for Tropical Depression 11. A new system that formed out to see that time being, but 11C becomes visible satellite imagery, and recent scattermeter data indicates that the area of low pressure over the central subtropical Atlantic has become better defined. Deep convection associated with the system has persisted since yesterday, August 28th, but it is located over the eastern side of the circulation due to the moderate westerly shear. The ACT data revealed believable peak winds of around 35 miles per hour, 30 knots, and that is the basis for the tidal intensity for this advisory. Guidance suggested that the shear could decrease slightly in the short term, which could allow for some slightly strengthening. The National Hurricane Center forecast follows the scenario and calls for the depression to become a tropical storm within the next 12 to 24 hours. After the time, the shear is forecast to increase markedly, and no additional strengthening is indicated. By 72 hours, the system is forecast to become post-tropical, and dissipate is indicated by 96 hours. Both of these events could occur sooner that indicate below. The tropical depression is currently moving slowly northward, or 360 knots. A slow northwestward to northward movement is forecast during the day or so, as a mid-level ridge currently to the north of the depression slides eastward. After the time, a slightly faster northward to northeastward motion is. After that time, a slightly faster northward to northeastward motion is expected as the cyclone is steered between the Atlantic Ridge and Hurricane Franklin to its west. The National Hurricane Center forecast between the HFIP corrected prognosis and the various multi-model process aids. As there is a tropical storm watch for Bermuda. Here's Hurricane Franklin, a Category 3 storm. Category 4 now. So major, so Category 4. Tropical storm conditions are expected on Bermuda beginning Wednesday morning, when Franklin is forecast to move its closer approach to the island. Life-threatening surf and rip currents are occurring along the east coast of the United States. These conditions are expected to continue during the next several days. Visual, infrared, and microwave satellite imagery indicates that Franklin is undergoing an eye wall replacement cycle, with an outer iconic band becoming more dominant the inner eye wall as it becomes a little more ragged, and it has started to collapse on the northern side. 1137Z, 91GHC, 37GHC, SSMIS microwave pass confirmed the outer eye wall is becoming more dominant as well. The subjective and objective devote estimates where is in fairly good agreement. This cyclone with a dark data T of 5.5 and a final T of 60.0. If both TAFB and UWCMAS ADT. Given the ongoing intersectoral changes and its slightly weaker approach on satellite, the initial intensity for this advisory low to 130 miles per hour, 150 knots for this advisory. Franklin is moving northeastward at around 10 miles per hour, 10 knots, and more northeastward motion expected later today. On August 29th, as the hurricane rounds to the edge of the subtropical ridge and gets caught in the slight westerly flow ahead of the mid-latitude, through moving off the northeast United States coast and Atlantic Canada. There still remains a good amount of spread in the track guided, enveloped with the GFS faster and further north, and the ECMWF slower and further south. The National Hurricane Center track lies in the middle of the guidance near counselors and aides. TVCA and HCCA, even through the center of Franklin, is forecast to pass the northwest of Bermuda on Wednesday. Tropical storm force winds associated with the hurricane are expected to ascend well to the southeast of the center. The intensity forecast remains similar to the previous forecast. Franklin is expected to continue to weaken as it begins to move west-northward over to cooler waters. ECMWF and GFS ships guidance also forecast a vertical wind shear to increase over the hurricane in about 36 hours. The current National Hurricane Center has Franklin becoming an acceptable cyclone in 4 days. There is some guidance, including the GFS, that has this transition occurring a little bit faster, while ECMWF is a little slower with this transition. Now we move on to Hurricane Ida. Catastrophic impacts for storm surge and down to 10 to 15 feet above ground level, and destructive waves are expected somewhere between the Aquila River and Yankeetown, Florida. Life-threatening storm surge is likely storm surge of the system that will give a lot of system floods. Irwin and move into cooler waters and would dissipate in 5 to 4 days. The current is moving 50 miles per hour. It might weaken at 5 to 4 days. The northern track is very per previous predictions, and it's unknown when the storm is gonna dissipate. As we're gonna look at the warnings for the system, you have hurricane warning, you have hurricane warning, you have hurricane watch or tropical storm warning. On the other side, you have tropical storm warnings and a tropical storm watch in effect for some areas. As 90C would, let me just read what 90C says for the disturbance. Invest 90C has a 20% low chance of formation developing into a cyclone in the next 2 days, and a 20% low chance in the next 7 days. Around 700 miles southeast of Hulu, Hawaii, a broad area of low pressure is producing designated storms and showers, moving west over west, and the tropical system formation is becoming less likely as it moves into cooler waters. Invest 94W, animated multiple infrared imagery and microwave has a medium chance of formation in the next 24 hours. And models agreed that Invest 94W will intensify along the northern track before recurving to the northwest around the Mariana Islands. Oh. Emery is now an extratropical cyclone. Hopefully this would be the final warning for Joint Typhoon Warning Center, as Hikayu is a tropical storm, as it will become the Joint Typhoon Weather Center. Forecast lies close just below the conscious meaning, with magnificent wave height at 6.7 meters, 22 feet, as Typhoon Sayola, or Oring, is now a super typhoon, and the maximum significant waves height in 14 meters, 46, as this would be